In order to design for gender-specific designs, you must first understand the people you're designing for. Obviously, there's a difference between genders. The most important area that a designer must understand is what we call human factors. Human factors is a scientific study of how people act, how they use their mind, their body sizes, their limitations of their bodies. And this is very important because if you do not understand the needs of people, you cannot design anything that's going to work. So the ultimate form, that is the final form, should be a result of making a product that is either appropriate for a female, or making a product that's appropriate for a male, or making a product that's appropriate for both of them. But not only gender, is the size and the age. So if you have, you may design for young children, or you may design for older people. So in all of these cases, you have to seriously do research about how human factors affects the design.
When you design something, in some case, you have to be very careful of what you design. Is it for a male or is it for a female? Sometimes it doesn't. It is not so important. If I try to explain that, maybe we can say that for example, very technical products like smartphones, computers, personal computers, PCs, etc. This is not so obvious that there is a design for a man and for a woman. This is more or less the same kind of design, more or less. There is some difference in terms of color sometimes, but basically it is more or less the same kind of design. But it is completely different with fashion, for example, obviously, or also with product of how can I say, product of today life, you know, which is less technical. And in this case, you have to be careful of what you are doing when you are designing something. Male, female, it could be important in this case. But for technical products, it's not. I don't think it is a real question. If you designing a train, for example, you don't make a train for a woman and a train for men. You know, you have to make a train for everybody, and you have to try to find a good solution for men and women and children and babies.
Okay. Well, I think as designers, we should be naturally sensitized to learning through observation and also through conversation. So we use observation a lot as a means of understanding what people are doing now. But of course, you then as a designer have to be able to translate what they're doing now into something else. You have to be able to imagine something else. And of course, talking with people, you know, is a very powerful way about learning about them. The difficulty with that is you can learn from people about their problems. You can learn about what doesn't work because they recognize it. But what's often difficult is talking with people about what they want things to be like, because until they've experienced it, they can't talk about it. And I guess this is the space that designers own. We own this space of understanding problems and then imagining new solutions that solve those problems and go beyond.
I think preparation is the most important part. Do your field work. Do understand where your audience and your users come from, because they are the target of your design. They're the ones that need to have a good experience. They're the ones that are going to be using your design. So learn your audience, learn the clients of your customer. Who are the clients? What are their needs? How do they live? What culture do they come from? What will make them happy?
Designers have to think about various kind of point of view and watching the many issues. And I think that solve that problem is most important thing is thinking like as him or her or he or she is think it as myself is most important.